سلام على عباده الذين اصطفى أما بعد فأعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم وسارعوا إلى مغفرة من ربكم وجنة عرضها السماوات والأرض أعدت للمتقين الذين ينفقون في السراء والضراء والكاظمين الغيظ والعافين عن الناس والله يحب المحسنين صدق الله العظيم وبلغنا رسوله النبي الكريم ونحن على ذلك من الشاهدين والشاكرين والحمد لله رب العالمين. Last week we had started with the ayah وَأَطِيعُوا اللَّهَ وَالرَّسُولَ لَعَلَّكُمْ تُرْحَمُونَ. The command that was given to the believers was that obey Allah and the Rasul of Allah so that mercy is shown to you. Now, in obedience, what is that obedience? There's a few commands, specific commands given to Muslims. And Hazrat al-Fasrin have written that here in the future ayat, in these ayat, in the future 3 or 4 ayat, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has comprehensively talked about two very important aspects of our life, which are the rights of other creations upon us, the rights of other human beings, fellow human beings, and the rights of the Creator upon us, which is the rights of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the first is وَسَارِعُوا إِلَى مَغْفِرَةٍ مِّن رَبِّكُمْ وَجَنَّةٍ عَرْضُهَا السَّمَاوَاتُ وَالْأَرْضُ أُعِدَّتْ لِلْمُتَّقِينَ. Race with one another towards maghfirah, towards forgiveness from مِّن رَبِّكُمْ, from your Lord. وَجَنَّةٍ, and towards a paradise. عَرْضُهَا, arz basically is, we use it in our language too, that it is the width, arz of something, width. So the width of this Jannah is, the other meaning here that Hazrat al-Fasrin written is that another way this word is used is cost, the price of it. Arduha, whenever there is a trade, whenever there is a transaction, the cost that is paid by the buyer is called ard. Arduha samawat wal ard. The price of Jannah or the width of Jannah is the skies and the earth. U'iddat lil muttaqeen. It has been prepared, it has been readied for the God-fearing, the muttaqeen. So a few things that Hazrat al-Hussein have mentioned is that what is meant by racing with one another, or basically competing with one another. Competition is of two types, is of two things. One is those things that are beyond our control. For example, beauty. For example, family background. For example, even wealth. These things are beyond our control, that have been destined by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and will be given to us by the hikmah, by the perfect wisdom of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, however much is supposed to be given to us. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has never asked us to compete with one another in those things. In those things that are good, not only having a longing or a wish to have more of it is permitted and recommended, which is called ghibta, that you, in good things, in good qualities, you have a liking for it if someone else has it. Not only that, but you can race with each other for those things. And these are the things that are Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wanting us to race for. Maghfiratim min rabbikum, forgiveness from your Lord. So, and then وَجَنَّةٍ عَرْضُهَا السَّمَاوَاتِ وَالْأَرْضُ. So maghfirat has been mentioned before Jannah. And from this Hazrat al-Hussein have said, and from many other ayat and hadith, that maghfirat, Jannat is dependent upon maghfirat, forgiveness from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. If somebody is constantly doing all virtues, all good things, and he has no sins in their record, even then they can only enter Jannah because of the mercy and forgiveness from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has, in the next part, arzuha samawati wal ard, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has actually, according to some mufassirin, put a cost on Jannah, which is the whole universe, basically all the skies and the earth. This is because, or the other meaning, that the width of Jannah is the skies and the earth, because this is the biggest thing that human beings can understand. This is the biggest value that they can understand, this is the biggest size that they can understand. So Jannah is much bigger than the width of skies and the earth and the universe, and Jannah is much more costly. Even by giving our whole life and everything that we have in the skies and the earth, if we do give it all, we cannot become deserving of Jannah without the maghfirah from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, without forgiveness from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam was mentioned among the Sahaba that all of us will enter. Our deeds, the basic meaning of the hadith is that our deeds cannot buy Jannah. Our deeds cannot buy Jannah. The people asked Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, Ya Rasulullah, what about you? Not even your deeds can buy Jannah. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, no. Illa, except that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala covers me with His mercy. So even the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who is the most pious and the most, who is ma'soom, who has committed no sins, even then he is going to enter Jannah with the mercy from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, maghfirah. That is the reason why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has mentioned maghfirah first. And maghfiratim min rabbikum, why did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bring His maghfiratim min Allah? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala did not say that maghfiratim min any other attributes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, but the attribute that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala brought forth here is rabbikum. He is your Rabb. So you are seeking maghfirah from somebody who has created you, who has taken care of you, and who's been very merciful to you all along. So you stand a very good chance when you raise for maghfirah. You stand a very good chance of getting maghfirah from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Why? Because He is your Rabb. Everything that you've gotten so far, everything that you've developed so far is all because of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. He is your Rabb. So you stand a very good chance, raise for it. وَجَنَّةٍ عَرْضُهَا السَّمَاوَاتُ وَالْأَرْضُ, that I explained. وَعِدَّةٍ لِلْمُتَّقِينَ, it has been ready. It is already ready. And it is constantly being further enhanced for muttaqeen. So from this we learn that Jannah is something that has already been prepared, already it's there, and it's ready for the muttaqeen. Yes, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is constantly increasing it in its beauty and its features. Now, who are these muttaqeen? Hazrat al-Fasir have said that why is in the next 2 or 3 ayat Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to give features of muttaqeen. So why is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala telling these features of muttaqeen? So people are able to identify muttaqeen. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has demanded, required us to follow the path of muttaqeen. إِيَّاكَ نَعْبُدُ وَإِيَّاكَ نَسْتَعِينُ اهْدِنَا الصِّرَاطَ الْمُسْتَقِيمَ. And Sirat al-Mustaqim, what is Sirat al-Mustaqim? Sirat al-Ladina an'amta alayhim, the way of the people who have been blessed with you by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and those people are the muttaqeen. Ya ayyuhal ladina amanu taqullaha wa kunu ma'as sadiqin. O people who have taqwa of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and be with the righteous, be with the pious. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and at the end of this section, this discussion, هَذَا بَيَانٌ لِلنَّاسِ وَهُدًى وَمَوْعِظَةٌ لِلْمُتَّقِينَ, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has said that this herein we have clarified, so that you have no claim upon us that you are not able to find the muttaqi people. What are the conditions? Now in this first ayah that we are going to do today inshallah, الَّذِينَ يُنْفِقُونَ فِي السَّرَّاءِ وَالضَّرَّاءِ وَالْكَاظِمِينَ. So let's do the first part here. The people who, so here in this ayah Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking about the rights of people. In the next ayah Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to talk about rights of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Why is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala talking about the rights of people first, although creation is always inferior? Because the rights of a creation upon us are much more severe. Why? Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is merciful, creation is not that merciful. Creation is generally not merciful, and even if they are merciful, they are not that merciful. The rights of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala can forgive out of His mercy. The rights of creation are never forgiven until the compensation has been made by the one who did something, who took the right of someone, who deprived someone of something. Although Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it comes in a hadith that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala may compensate from His end for the rights of creations. But these are the few reasons why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is mentioning and giving more importance, mentioning them first, the rights of creation. Also, the Hussein have written other things, that if the rights of creation are taken away, are not fulfilled, there's immediate derangement and in the system of this world. If everybody starts depriving others of their rights, there will be a chaos in this world, immediate chaos in this world. So anyway, this is something that is more current, more at hand. Alladina, so these people, the muttaqi people, they fulfill the rights of creation. But not only that, they go beyond that. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is talking about the next step. That when they do these things, it is obviously understood that they do not have any shortcomings in the rights of fulfilling the rights of creation. What do these people do? Yunfiqun. They do infaq. What is infaq? Spend. Infaq is not only spending mal, spending wealth, but spending your effort, spending your energy, spending whatever you have. It is said in hadith that there was a time when the Prophet ﷺ specifically enjoined upon spending in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So the people who had gold and silver, they brought gold and silver. The people who had things of lesser value, they brought those things. Then a man came and said, Ya Rasulullah, I don't have anything. I think it comes in hadith that somebody brought not even dates, but the covering of dates. And he said, Ya Rasulullah, this is what I had. So the Prophet ﷺ accepted that from him. Then a man came and he said, Ya Rasulullah, I don't have anything. So I am spending my honor, my respect, my status in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and I am vowing that from the future, if somebody deprives me of my right or somebody does a bad thing to me, I will forgive them. So the Prophet ﷺ even commended him for that. So infaq is not only of mal, infaq is of everything, your capacities, whatever you have, all of that can be spent in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now these people, they spend in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala fi sarra wa dharra, in prosperity and in adversity. When they have a lot, in abundance, and when they have very little. They, in both these conditions, and Hazrat al-Fasir have mentioned that the reason might be that these are the two conditions in which people tend to forget Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala more. When they have a lot, they get indulged in it so much that they forget about Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When they have very less, they are in a state of adversity, scarcity, then they are so worried and concerned with the effort of changing their situation that they tend to forget Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They have no time for Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. So these people, they spend in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala fi sarra wa dharra. They spend in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, even if they have very little, they will spend that. And from Sayyidah Aisha radiallahu anha, it is narrated that sometimes she would just give one date in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Some very little things. The Prophet ﷺ has said that whenever someone comes to you, do not turn them away. If you have nothing, even if you have the feet of a goat, give those in the path of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. It is said about Sayyidah Aisha radiallahu anha, from which we learn that if you absolutely have nothing, you should actually give them something that is even higher than giving them something material, which is dua. You should pray for them. Sayyidah Aisha radiallahu anha, if somebody would come to them, and I think we said it here, somebody would come to her asking, and if they would make dua for her in a manner, in a way of asking her for something, she would first return her dua with dua and then give them some material thing. So anyway, الَّذِينَ يُنْفِقُونَ فِي السَّرَّاءِ وَالضَّرَّاءِ. The next part of the ayah, وَالْكَاظِمِينَ الْغَيْظَ وَالْعَافِينَ عَنِ النَّاسِ وَاللَّهُ يُحِبُّ الْمُحْسِنِينَ. Inshallah, we'll talk about tomorrow. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen, As-salatu Wassalamu ala Sayyidil Mursalin, Rabbana zalamna anfusana wa lam taghfir lana wa tarhamna lanakunanna minal khasirin. رب اغفر وارحم وانت خير الراحمين. اللهم اجعلنا من اهل القران الذي اهلك وخاصتك. صلى الله تعالى على خير خلقه سيدنا مولانا محمد وعلى اله وصحبه اجمعين. امين.